Hi there everybody! Yesterday we got some really exciting news in regards to the Trails series. We kind of found out that, yeah, Trails is celebrating its 30th anniversary, and in celebration of that they are going to be remaking Tales of Grace's F. But that's not all! It seems like they're going to be remaking a lot more Tales games. Maybe Zillia, maybe all of them, maybe Tales of the Abyss, maybe those PS2 games that we never got, maybe some of the harder to get games, like the DS games. We don't know what we're going to be getting, but we do know on this website, celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Tales of series, that there is an anniversary project that is going to be spanning from next year all the way into 2026. So 2 full years going over Tales games and remaking or remastering them or even re-releasing them in the West for the first time. Lord knows that if they're going to go ahead and they're going to, remaster something like Tales of Rebirth or Tales of Destiny 2 or Tales of Destiny R or Tales of the Tempest or Tales of Innocence, that, they are going to definitely release them in English because they learned their lesson with the Tales series a long time ago back on the PS3 whenever they weren't releasing the Tales games, and now they are. We're getting all of them. They really are working towards making this series bigger for the Western audience. So, if you look at this right here, it says, the Tales of series will celebrate its 30th anniversary on December 15th, 2025. We'll be holding various events to show our appreciation for all the fans who have supported us. The adventure never ends. Enjoy the continuing story, the encounter that changed the world. And then they talk about the Tales of Remastered project. Here's the key. We will be remastering past titles in the series, giving customers around the world the opportunity to play them on current generation gaming consoles. Past titles, plural, giving customers around the world Western releases. This is not Japanese only. This is not just Tales of Grace's F. And we know that the 30th anniversary is over in December of next year. And we're getting Tales of Grace's in January of next year. So maybe we're going to be getting a brand new Tales game for December 15th in actual celebration for that date. And then around that, sporadically throughout the year, we're going to be getting other Tales of remakes. This is amazing news as far as I'm concerned. So let's talk about the Tales series a little bit and talk about what games we actually got, what games really do need these remasters, and what games do I think personally will get this remastered treatment. First of all, I think that Tales of Fantasia is a complete shoo-in. The last time that this one was remade was on the PlayStation 1. The only time that we got it in America was on the Game Boy Advance, and the translation, abysmal. Being the very first Tales game ever made, it just seems like, duh, we're totally going to have to remake this one. Another one that I think is kind of a shoo-in is also a collection. I think that it would be great for us to get Tales of Destiny R and Tales of Destiny 2. Number one, people in the West never received either of those games. Number two, they're already made for the PS2, so they're kind of already upscaled enough, and, together as a collection, they were very popular, and I do think that that would be a really good idea for them to release that. Also, there's Tales of Eternia, which never got re-released on anything. It's still stuck on the PlayStation 1, and it's such a fun game. That would be a really nice one for them to remake, or, well, I guess it would have to be remade at this point since it is still stuck on the PlayStation 1. Symphonia, I think they'll skip. We've seen so many Symphonias over the years, like, I'm over Symphonia. Let's skip it. Let's move on to something else. It'd be great to see a Rebirth, though. We never got Rebirth here in the West, and I heard that the story is fantastic. A lot of people really love it. There is currently a translation project going on for Rebirth, but it's still not yet available for those of us in the West. That would be fantastic. Tales of the Abyss was incredibly popular. The last time that we received this was on the 3DS, so it has been remade. It would be a good idea for them to remake that one as well, though. I also want to say that Tales of Hearts is kind of a shoo-in to get remade, and why? Because it is a series creator's favorite Tales of game. It just makes sense for them to go ahead and remake Tales of Hearts. It's his favorite, so why not do it? Vesperia, I think that they'll skip. We've seen Vesperia remade before. We got the definitive edition not that long ago. Doesn't really make sense for them to do it. Xillia, we already kind of know that they're doing that. We got a leak about Tales of Xillia coming out as a remaster or a remake. In the leak, though, it was just the first game. They didn't see anything about the second game. I would hope that if they did remake Xillia, that they would also put in 2 along with it. That just makes sense to me. Another one that I do think needs a remake or a remaster, but I don't think it's probably going to get it, is Tales of Zestiria. It just got such bad flack, such bad press on it, that I just don't think it's going to happen as much as I would like for it to happen. I just don't think that it is going to happen, although if they did, they would definitely probably put that with Berseria, because they are kind of a little duology together as well. Then there's the Triverse games. We got those games, well, Japan got 2 of the Triverse games over there. We only got 1. We got Hearts for the PlayStation Vita. They also got Innocence. They got a remake of Tales of Innocence on the PlayStation Vita over there, and they were supposed to remake Tempest, but they never did. And if anything needs a remake, it is Tales of the Tempest. So maybe we will also get the Triverse games. That would be really, really cool. Another game that I think that would be really neat and also kind of really needs a remake, because we here in the West didn't exactly get the best version of this game, and that is Tales of Legendia. The problem with Tales of Legendia wasn't so much, well, there was actually a lot of problems with Tales of Legendia, to be quite honest. The combat system was kind of like, the character development, actually the characters weren't that bad. The music was really good, but what the problem was with it was the localization. Whenever they went to localize it, they were like, oh, well, you know, we kind of need to cut some corners here, we need to save some money, so we're going to cut out what they call the character quests. And they assumed that these were like little side quests or whatever, but it was literally half the game. So half the game, the first half of the game is full voice acting, the second half of the game, no voice acting whatsoever. It's really kind of jarring, so it would be good if we were able to get a remake of that one as well. As far as I'm concerned, I will take what I can get with the Tales series. It is up there as one of my favorites with the Final Fantasy series, the Dragon Quest series. I absolutely adore pretty much every single game in the series. Every game that I've played, I have loved. I even played Tales of the Tempest. I emulated that on the Nintendo DS, and it was so bad that it had to get delisted from a mothership title down to an escort title, but hey, it's Tales! I really did enjoy it. It does definitely need a remake, though. So now I want to hear from you. What games do you think need a remake, and what games do you actually think that they're going to remake? Because, you know, those are 2 entirely different questions. What do we want, and what are we actually going to get? You know what I'm saying? So this is a 2-year project. We're going to be getting this. It's going to be worldwide, and it's going to be great. Let me know all about your thoughts on this, and as always, have a good day.